My name is Celestine Omin, and I work as a senior technical consultant at Andela. This morning I will be speaking generally on the keynote, but I will be talking about the state of the web today. The web today, as we know it, is an interlinked applications and websites today all over the internet. But the interesting thing about the web is that over the last couple of years, the technologies have evolved from where we started from and where we are today. This day and time, some of the things that we had to deal with a couple of years ago as web engineers, web developers, we don't have to work to suffer to do those things again. For example, there are a couple of companies today who are working very hard today, from Opera to Google to Mozilla, to try and work together to make the web a standardized platform. So this morning, I'll be taking us through the journey of where we're coming from, where we are, and possibly infer what the future will look like. A couple of years ago, a small company called Google launched, and this is what they had: Ask Your Website. And I'm sure today, not many of us will look at this and call this thing genius. But back in the day, this was like the hallmark. This was what it meant to be a leading web technology. But today, things are changing. A little bit of history. In the first generation of the web, thank God for HTTP, we had HTTP 1.1, HTML 1. We had companies like Mosaic and Netscape building browsers for that era. Fast forward a few years later, we moved into generation 2. We had JavaScript, we had Java, Java Applet, we had Flash, HTML 3.2, and CSS2. Fast forward a little bit further, we got into the era of Ajax. If you ever did XML HTTP request, you probably understand what I'm talking about. Then we moved up to Canvas, then video and audio. But today, the web has grown so much and it's so mature that we're having things like web workers. HTML5 is becoming almost like standard. CSS3, it's also available today, and it's almost becoming like standard for us. And today, JavaScript has become a whole lot more big and a more robust language, and it's offering us ES6 today. But the beautiful thing about the web is that, like I talked about, is in as much as the technologies existed, but they're also going through a phase and they're changing. Back in the day, infrastructure was different from where we started from and what we have today. So let's look at a little bit of context. In the beginning, this is what infrastructure looks like. For those of us that came from the era of FTP and doing shared hosting, this is very similar. I'm sure that you kind of have an understanding of what this looks like, where you had to enter your website address, you enter the username and your FTP password, and you uploaded a file to an FTP server, hoping fully well that during that transmission phase, nothing will break. Your connection will be sustained. Things like version control and all of those things kind of like magic. Maybe we need to know about it. Maybe we did know about it, but we didn't know how to use it. But today, the times are changing. Things are changing, and they're changing very fast. Thank God for something called the cloud. Today, with platforms like Google Cloud Platform, each and every one of us today can build very quickly, very fast, and at a much faster rate than all of the things that we did over the last 10 or 20 years put together. Back when some companies launched in the era of the first generation web, they had to rent something called co-location spaces, where they go into somebody's data center, rent a physical servers, install software on it, and try to run their stuff. But today, thanks to the cloud, thanks to people like Google, they're working very hard every single day to give us the same quality of infrastructure that they use in running their platforms at almost no cost. So today we have things like compute engine, which are virtual machines that you and I can spin up at a heartbeat, run our stuff, test out our MVPs, and do whatever we want to do with them. We have Cloud SQL today, which is a fully managed MySQL server. So you don't have to think about installing either MySQL 5.5 or 5.6 or 5.7 or 5.8 or whatever the case is. Today, all of this headache has been taken off of you. You don't have to worry about scaling it, you don't have to worry about replicating it, or anything of those such. And today also, we're having things like text-to-speech with the speech API. Every single day, we can build very interesting application, robust application that can speak to us as humans. And if anything, this sort of API had also expanded the reach of the web. People with disability can also enjoy the web like you and I. One of the apps I love using very much is called Pockets. These days, I almost never read all of my Pocket articles, but instead I allow it to speak to me. thanks to APIs like Speech API. And also, as we've also moved upon this paradigm, things are changing and things will continue to change. Today, in the last couple of years, the last 2 years or thereabout, there have been this new trend called serverless. What that simply means is that you don't even need to spin up a VM or anything of this sort to install any software whatsoever. Almost every single thing you want today has been provided for you as almost a software as a service. And one of such big technology is Firebase. And some of the advantages that we have today as web developers working with Firebase is that it gives us real-time database. So you don't have to worry about doing pulling and pushing a lot of those things. Some other person is doing that for you. Cloud messaging, deliver and receive messages reliably across different platforms. Storage isn't supposed to be like an issue against you. If you ever had to deal with a situation where you had to sort of launch a separate instance of a VM just to store your static content, this will really make sense to you. Then finally, you don't have to use your users as guinea pigs. You can test in almost a real world lab. And what's next? As this thing goes on, the line between a couple of things begins to blur. And that's one of the things that makes me very excited about the web. And progressive web apps is one of those things that has been at the forefront of the web today. Today, you don't need to go back and sort of reinvent the wheel or sort of learn a new technologies to sort of take advantage of paradigms like progressive web apps. The same technology that you've used over the last couple of years, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, are the same ones that you use in building applications like PWA. And what does that mean for us as web engineers or web developers? The advantage of PWA, trying to summarize it here, it's fast, it's reliable, it's engaging, and it's really secure because just about every single thing that you do today has to go through HTTPS. And finally, this is what really makes me excited. It gives you the same advantage of any other person that probably came from a native environment. So you don't have to sort of learn something new. The same CSS, the same HTML, and the same JavaScript that you've used over the years is the same thing that you need to take advantage of PWA. And this is one of the things that really excites me about the web today. From your idea phase to when you move up to MVP, that timeline has been shortened in a very fast state. Because from just opening your terminal and opening your favorite IDE, you can put something together very quickly from your terminal, spin up a VM, deploy it, get a URL, and send it to somebody to test it. And all of this could be done in less than 5 hours. Prior to this state where we are today, this was almost impossible because of the kind of hurdles we had to go through. So there has never been a better time in history where it's really possible and very easy for you to move your idea to MVP. And to the crazy ones, this is the best time. Never in any time in history is it one of the best times for you to become a web engineer. This is the best time to become an engineer. This is the best time for you to build for the web. So today, I know and I trust that every single one of us here can testify to this. Thank you very much.